Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I have an Ebony Violet wax haul to be sharing with y'all today. I know I've been missing from the YouTube wax and candle scene for a little bit now, but it honestly, it just stopped being fun for me for a while. So if it's not going to be fun for me, you know, YouTubers who do wax videos, most of us aren't making money from this, so if it's not fun, I didn't want to put my time and effort into it. But I don't know, I'd really been actually kind of missing it lately, so I thought I'd go ahead and give it another shot. And what better way than to start off with my most recent Ebony Violet haul. I just got this order in yesterday. Everything has been chopped up, so it's not as pretty. But if you'd like to see pictures of them in their original forms, definitely go check out her group. But without any further beginning, let's go ahead and start with the samples. So I got one sample in Don't Say No, which is cashmere and cedar, Asian sandalwood, and vanilla lace. Now this one is very, very heavy on the cashmere and cedar, but the Asian sandalwood and vanilla lace definitely help tone it down. Which I don't personally think it needs, but I definitely do love the way that this blend does come off on cold. And my last sample is Freshman on Senior Hall. And if you hear that, that's my chair cracking a little bit. Tight jeans, check. Pearberry body spray, check. Ready to take on the world. This is very heavy on Pearberry. I don't believe I've ever smelled denim in wax, but there's definitely a note or two extra in the background that I am picking up on that I don't mind. So this is probably the sample out of these two that I'm most excited to be melting. Okay, now let's get onto the mini lows I have. Four of these are custom. Two of them are single oils, but I'll get into my little custom children when I get to them. My first one is a single oil in arguably my favorite oil as of now, cocoa butter cashmere, rich vanilla, tonka bean, jasmine, amber, musk, and cocoa butter. Sorry, I just woke up, so my throat's still a little dry. Cocoa butter cashmere is just, if you haven't tried it, try it. That's all I can say about it. Next we have tonka and oud. Now this is definitely my favorite of the oud oils. Sea minerals and oud is good. I did get a scent shot of patchouli oud wood. I definitely like that one too. I've never tried oud hearts, the lush type, but I have tried plain oud wood, and I'm not the biggest fan of plain oud wood. But I do like the Tom Ford oud wood, I believe it is. But and if you haven't tried any of the ouds, I would definitely recommend tonka and oud and sea minerals and oud, patchouli oud, before I recommended those, because oud hearts, oud wood, and oud wood type aren't really my personal favorites, but they all smell different. So I mean, if you can find a vendor, I'm surprised that I personally have not seen a vendor do a whole oud wood sampler with all the single oud wood oils. I would buy that up personally. I think that's a good idea, but you know, I'm just gonna keep going. This is one of my custom children. That's what I'm gonna start calling them. So this one is my custom kid in Port Aransas, coconut milk sorbet, s'mores, and salty sea air. This one I definitely made on the fly right before we took a trip to the beach. I'm in Texas, and Port Aransas is a beach in Texas. Okay. The best way I can describe this is, if you like beach nights or Sierra's night at the beach, which is her take on beach nights, definitely not the same, but a similar vibe. If you want something a little more authentic to that kind of beach vibe, this is what I would recommend. You definitely do pick up the salty sea air, and I asked for that to be the weakest note because I knew it would definitely pick up on cold and definitely on warm. But that toasted s'mores and the coconut milk just further adds to that, you know, beachy vibe that I was going for. Next one I have is Telling Another Tale of the American Dream. This is another quote from a song. I haven't posted about the song yet, but I just like music. I name a lot of blends after music. But I mean, if you know what this quote is from, what song this quote is from, comment it down below. And I don't know. I want to see if anyone else has similar taste in music. But it's Chocolate Orchid and Marshmallow Fireside. Marshmallow Fireside is a scent that I've just become kind of numb to in a lot of ways. It's just kind of there for me most of the time. I don't really like blending with it too often, but I thought of this blend a while back, and Chocolate Orchid is just, it just adds that slight expensive taste without it being perfumey expensive, a sweet expensive kind of scent. And this is all just on cold. I haven't melted anything from my order yet, so definitely go join the group, Ebony Violet's group, and I'll post my warm reviews on everything I melt and all the blends that I make, because I don't just have my custom mini loaves. I have some blends that I'm going to be blending up with the scent shots. Next we have, this one was such a pretty loaf before I chopped it up, and then it stopped being as pretty because I can't put wax back all nice apparently. This is one of my favorite custom that I've ever done. I did this one beforehand, before actually ordering. And it's Honey I Wash the Kids and Baja Cactus Blossom. Both of them are, the top one, Honey I Wash the Kids, is Lush type. Baja Cactus Blossom is the Bath & Body Works type. This one, Sierra really knocked out the park. She actually messaged me when I got my order and saying that she was tempted to actually keep this one for herself. And I can't blame her. This is definitely, it's sweet and fresh, okay? It's definitely very body care like, but unique body care, if that makes sense. And I'm tired, so I'm not really going to be in the best mood for my explaining and really in depth. So really, this is just, I think I'm just going to make this a show and tell haul, because this is going to be way too long of a video. And my last custom is It's Been a Summer, Strawberry Musk, Palo Santo, and Rain Barrel. Y'all, this has got to be, and I knew it would be, this is my favorite custom that I've gotten done in a very long time. And this is one I did off the rip. And I have to thank you, Sierra, if you're watching this, because I did have her, originally this was going to be a 4-note blend that I got custom, just thought of the blend, I thought I knew it would be really good. And she definitely helped me out with this one, because I don't think it was originally going to have Palo Santo. I think it was originally going to be Barbershop 1920s. And I'm very glad she was able to talk me out of it, because Palo Santo in this is so much better. If you haven't tried Strawberry Musk type, it's definitely not an authentic strawberry. It's definitely like a sweetened strawberry perfume. But anyway, this is one that I named after one of my favorite songs from my favorite band, New Found Glory. So that one, I'm very excited, turned out as good as it did. So that was all of my little custom children mini loaves. Now I'm going to move into rosettes. So I picked up a rosette in ivory. They're not really rosettes, I guess they're really flowers, but anyway, ivory, it's the ivory type. Not much to say other than I will say her ivory type, y'all, it is, there's definitely that more mellowed out ivory, and then there's the ivory that smells like you shoved a bar of ivory soap up your nose. And that one is definitely that. Oh well, my loaf fell. But it's definitely that. So if you don't like that kind of ivory where it's very in your face, intense, I don't think you're gonna like hers. But I like that type of ivory the best, so I'm very happy, because I was kind of nervous for a second. Next I have Biolage type. I love Biolage. My first time ever having anything with Biolage was my favorite scent from, it's still my favorite scent from Super Tarts to this day, is Rocket Clementine and Biolage. And personally, I don't mind talking about other vendors in Vendors Hall if it helps, you know, make comparisons between vendors to see, you know, what people would like. So it's not something I ever feel bad for, but yeah, Biolage type, I have a lot of custom ideas with all of these, really, but Biolage is one that I'm really looking forward to. Here I have a plain cashmere cedar. There's definitely a lot of cashmere oils out there, and this is definitely one of the better ones. So if I had to give you a choice, if you count cocoa butter cashmere, definitely that one, and then it would definitely be cashmere cedar. I'm gonna pull this back just a little bit. And the last little flower shape I have is black velvet. Black velvet I was worried about because originally I get black velvet and black lace confused. I think black lace is supposed to have a tobacco note, and me and tobacco do not mix together. So I was originally kind of nervous about this one, but it smells really great on cold. And this one I specifically want to melt with a scent shot I got, Little Black Dress. And that one I'm excited to talk about because if you know anything about Little Black Dress, I think the oil's been around for a while, but I do know that Bath & Body Works had a body care of Little Black Dress, and it was really good, and I miss it a lot. This one is like a full-size loaf in Tumbleweed and Terracotta. It's a single oil. Tumbleweed and Terracotta has made its way into my top 3 favorite oils of all time, sitting up there with Blue Sugar and Cocoa Butter Cashmere. Y'all, when I say that I am obsessed with this oil, I am obsessed. This is one of my favorite oils to blend with because it is so unique and different. It really does smell like a cologne version without, don't think like mahogany teak wood, like headache kind of cologne, like a natural herbal kind, not herbal, but like this is something I feel like someone who's very in touch with outdoors and nature would wear as a cologne, if that makes sense. And this is what they would smell like. It smells like the dust off of clay pots in cologne form, is how I describe it. And I adore this scent. I have a lot with this one. One of my favorites is Grandpa's Garden, and that one's lavender, rosemary, dirt, and Tumbleweed and Terracotta. And I actually am excited to have that coming from a vendor pretty soon because I was able to get it from them because they actually carried all 3 oils and had customs like offered, which is very hard to do with oils like that. Oils like lavender, rosemary were only like maybe 1 or 2 vendors even carry them. I mean, it's hard to get customs done sometimes with, you know, more out of left field oils like that. But anyway, now I'm going to move on to all my scent shots. I'm going to start with the scent shots I did have to rebag. Some of them did come cracked. Sierra wrapped that box up to perfection, so it is definitely not on her. It's just USPS sucks sometimes, but I did want to make it known that yes, that's why these scent shots are in bags. First off, we have Black Chamomile Type. Pardon me. I wasn't expecting to like this one as much as I did, but I'm very excited to try this out with some Tumbleweed and Terracotta. And I think I'm going to mix some, and it's funny because this is one that I also had to put up, White Clouds. So White Clouds, I will talk about this one for a quick second. White Clouds is one of the laundry scents that, I mean, it's very hard to find something you can't put it with, honestly. White Clouds is just such a ethereal scent. I mean, it feels very light and airy. It's present without being overpowering. So if you like those kinds of scents, and if you want to add that vibe to a scent, I've done it with warm vanilla sugar. I've tried it with vanilla type. I believe I've done it with blue sugar, and there's a few more that I'm not thinking of, but it's a very good scent. White Rose. This is not what I was thinking of. If you were a floral hater, I think you will still love this one because it is actually definitely predominantly citrus heavy. Like I get a lot of lemongrass kind of vibe from this. And I'm not the biggest fan of lemongrass, and I was definitely not expecting this, so this is definitely one that I will have to blend down a lot. But it doesn't smell bad by any means. It's just definitely not, when you think of White Rose, and that's why you always read the scent descriptions. But when I think of White Rose, I think of like a almost borderline gardenia, like white floral kind of scent, not, you know, fruity citrus vibes, but it is still good nevertheless. This one is Blue Sugar. One of them came cracked, one of them didn't. Blue Sugar, again, my favorite vendors that carry Blue Sugar is K-Scented Melts and Satin Susie because I believe they carry the same one, honestly. But this is definitely a close second in terms of Blue Sugars, at least on cold. This one, where Satin Susie's and K's is slightly heavier on the sweeter side of a Blue Sugar, this one is definitely closer to like being 50-50 down, like sweet and masculine cologne. Some blue sugars are too masculine even for me. That's why I'm pretty picky with blue sugar, but it still manages to be one of my favorite scents. I'm gonna try and pronounce this one. This one is Maharini Padparacha, rose, jasmine, lily, sandalwood, musk, amber, and it's very earthy. What did I think of this one? It definitely does have... This reminds me of something I smelled in a Lush store, or what's that other store? It's not Bath and Body Works, it's not Lush, but it's some other expensive, or the Body Shop. I think that's what, yeah, I think it's the Body Shop. I think this reminds me of something I smelled in the Body Shop, and it's not clicking to me what it is. Next we have Concrete Rose. Throw the notes away. Let me tell you, this smells like apple and rose. I don't know why it smells like apple and rose to me, because it doesn't mention apple whatsoever, but it definitely does smell like a gala apple mixed with a red rose. I don't know why, but it just does. So I'm going to keep pushing stuff back, because there's a lot of scent shots. Like, I think I bought like a total of 56 scent shots, y'all. Okay, so next we have Holy Grail, which is a repurchase of Palo Santo fresh squeezed orange juice. If you want a different Palo Santo kind of vibe, I definitely recommend that. I never would have thought to put orange with Palo Santo, but it just works, okay? Next is Rose Gold, which is Chanel No. 5 type with rosebuds. This is one of my favorite things to actually blend with, which is surprising because you wouldn't expect it. You know, something as heavy and perfumey as Chanel No. 5 and rosewood at that together to go with things, but it does. Specifically Marie Laveau, which, give me a quick second because I'm having to like grab these all out of the box as I'm filming because I don't have the space on my counter to do it all at once. So speaking of Marie Laveau, here we are. I got 2 scent shots in Marie Laveau. This is Egyptian Musk. Yeah, Egyptian Musk and Palo Santo. Oh, I love Marie Laveau. That one I have a few more. Pretty much all the scent shots I got, I have something I want to make custom with, but Marie Laveau is just one of those scents that if you haven't tried it, it's been one of hers that she's had from the very beginning, I believe, and I still love it just as much today as I did then. Next up, we have 2 Amber Romance. She definitely doesn't have the strongest Amber Romance oil, but that's why I got it specifically to blend, because either Amber Romance from certain vendors, and she has strong wax. I should probably mention this, Ebony Violet has taken my #1 vendor spot. She was definitely up in my top 3 for a while, but after getting my customs in and seeing how well she did with those, and given how strong her wax has just been for me consistently, no matter what warmer I put it in, she's definitely earned my #1 spot. But regardless, Amber Romance is either going to be very strong depending on what supplier they get it from, or very weak. Now, I personally don't mind usually either way unless I want Amber Romance by itself. But sometimes an Amber Romance blend, sometimes it's easier to just have it be a weaker Amber Romance, so that way it's easier to blend around it, if that makes sense. Next, I have a single scent shot in Cocoa Butter Cashmere. This one, I believe I got to melt by itself, whereas the mini loaf will be to make some more custom children. Cashmere Glow, Bath and Body Works type. Now this one, I like it more than the body care. I like it more in wax form than I do in body care, that's for sure, but still definitely not my favorite cashmere oil, at least on cold. I mean, opinions are subject to change, but so far, it's just meh for me. Next, we have Sun Drenched Apricot Rose. This is the Yankee Candle dupe. This is dead on. I haven't, I wish I had this candle still with me. I can tell you right now, I have a custom that I want to try out, and it's Biolage, Ivory, and Sun Drenched Apricot Rose. And the name I have for it is Neon Coast, but I've smelt them all on cold together, and it smells amazing. So that's a blend I'm definitely going to be testing out very, very soon. Next is Rain Barrel. This is, out of all the rain oils I've smelled, Rain Barrel is definitely one of the more masculine cologne kind of rain. This definitely isn't like a Raindrops or Rainstorm, where Rainstorm personally I feel like has, or maybe I'm getting them confused because they are so similar. Rainstorm to me has always had more of that after the rain kind of smell, kind of bordering Stormwatch Yankee Candle type kind of intenseness. And then Raindrops is definitely, as it's raining, very leafy green, like greenery vibes. So that's definitely more cologne of the three. Next we have Cannabis Rose. I love cannabis flower and wax. It's one of my favorite things to blend with. This with the rose is, I think this is actually its own single oil, but it does still definitely smell amazing, and I will be blending some blue sugar with that. Maybe even some Tonka and Oud. Next is Scarlet's Web, Palo Santo Forever Red type. The Forever Red is definitely very dominant in this. So I only get like a slight undertone of Palo Santo, so I wonder if that's how it's going to stay on warm or if it's going to come out a little bit more. Next is Charcoal and Tonka. This smells exactly like that one power candle Bath & Body Works had a few years ago that went 75% off. Like a slightly better smelling version of that, so I'm admittedly not the biggest fan on cold, but it doesn't smell as intense and gross as that one did, so I'm hoping to find something to blend it down with if I don't like it solo on cold, or on melted rather. Next we have Peach Meringue. I believe this is Bath & Body Works type. I mean, yeah, it smells like fluffy marshmallow peaks with, you know, peach pie filling. I mean, it's pretty simple. I actually think that'd go really good with zucchini bread now that I'm thinking. If I can find some plain zucchini bread in my stash, I might just have to try that out. English Pear and Freesia. I believe this is the Joe Malone type. Now this one is up my alley. I love pear, and this is definitely a pear, a very floral pear with, it smells almost like an oud wood kind of vibe. I really like this. So this is definitely going to be a good blender for a Tonka and Oud, Patchouli and Oud, Palo Santo. I mean, even Marshmallow, I could see that going good with a Marshmallow Fireside with it being heavier on English Pear and Freesia. Speaking of Night at the Beach, I have 2 scent shots in this. This is definitely, if I had to give you a comparison of which one is which, Night at the Beach is the oldest sister, whereas Beach Nights, the Bath & Body Works type, is the youngest brother. And my custom is the more, it's the female middle child who's just sitting there feeling underappreciated, but is actually very, very good by itself. So if I had to give it like a comparison, like down like a family tree, if I had to give it a family tree, that's how I describe its family relation. I don't know if that even made any kind of sense, but if you know that family relation, you know what I'm talking about. Next is Patchouli Rain. I love Patchouli Rain more than, I still love Patchouli Linden just a little bit more, which is weird because Fluffy Towels does have a similar vibe, but I'm not the biggest Fluffy Towels person right now, but I do really love Patchouli Rain. I'm finding myself loving it more and more. Bonfire Bliss. This, I was expecting like a Marshmallow Fireside kind of vibe, which I kind of get, but this is definitely more of like the autumn leaf foliage kind of scent than, you know, Fireside, Bonfire. This is probably my least favorite cashmere oil that I've smelled and worked with, Cashmere Woods and Tonka. Yeah, I'm still not the biggest fan of it solo. In blends, I do find things that I love it with, and it actually blends better with it than other cashmere oils, but solo, it's definitely not anything super special. Okay, now I have to get these ones out because these ones are like stacked 8 scent shots high, so I'm trying to be very careful with them. Here is Snuggle type. This one I got specifically because I had a laundry blend in mind with Snuggle. I just love Snuggle type so much. I mean, if you like Snuggle, you will definitely like White Clouds or Downy April Fresh. Those, I think they all have similar vibes but take on different approaches to how they deal with them. But anyway, I definitely do love Snuggle, and I'm glad to have some more of it. Honey Cakes, Honey I Watched the Kids, and Cupcakes at Tiffany's type. This one is a repurchase again. I loved it so much last time that I definitely wanted to have some more of it. Sparkling Pear Riesling Bath and Body Works type. This is definitely the most dead-on, authentic Sparkling Pear Riesling Bath and Body Works type that I've ever gotten from a vendor. I remember I've tried it from Cottage Bay Scents, and sadly they're now closed. They used to be one of my top 3 vendors. Whew. I do hope they come back, make a comeback soon. But anyway, where was my tangent going to? I tried their Sparkling Pear Riesling. I've tried it from upwards of 5 vendors, and none of them ever really stuck out to me as being super authentic. However, Sierra's definitely is. Next is Warm Vanilla Sugar Bath and Body Works type. Again, goes really, really good with White Clouds. I have 2 Vanilla Oak scent shots. Here's the Patchouli Oud Wood. Patchouli Oud Wood, don't be scared if you like oud and you don't like patchouli. Just give it a try. I mean, unless patchouli really does make you sick, don't try it. But if you're just not typically the biggest fan of patchouli and you're kind of scared of it, don't be. It's not as patchouli forward and heavy as someone might think. Let's grab the next round of scent shots. Santal Blush type. I believe this is also the Jo Malone type. I will say this, I'm not a fan on cold. It's very, very sandalwood, intense, perfumey, heavy. Like, this is something I know I'm gonna need to find something to blend with. Preferably, I would throw that with like a coconut milk. I would throw that with a black coconut Yankee Candle type. I would pretty much any kind of non-bakery, non-super sweet coconut. I might even throw vanilla lace in there, and I do have vanilla lace with me. Yeah, here they are. I have 2 scent shots of vanilla lace, the Victoria's Secret type, so I might try it with that. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not really the biggest fan of it. And if you hear the birds chirping, they're finally starting to get up. Here's the uncracked blue sugar scent shot. Barbershop 1920s, the sweeter barbershop of them. I don't know, my shaving and haircut still has my heart, and I really do need to try that shaving gel fragrance oil that's supposed to smell like the blue shaving gel, because I love the smell of the real, blue shaving gel. But so far I've only tried Barbershop 1920s, and that's the thing, Barbershop and Barbershop 1920s are not the same in shaving a haircut. Next up is 2 Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds. I also might try this with Santal Blush. It does smell like the Bath and Body Works type, but it feels more, it smells sweeter than I remember it being, which is kind of hard to go by because I never bought it, but it definitely doesn't remind me exactly of what I remember it smelling like. Here's the little black dress. This is perfect in every sense of the word. If you like body care type fragrances without it being headache inducing body care, like Japanese Cherry Blossom or Beautiful Day, that's definitely one I'd recommend. Blackberry Tangerine, I will also be trying this with some Biolage, and that one has a pretty funny name attached to it, so I'm excited to try that one. Downy Lavender Vanilla type. This is actually not the strongest on cold, like at all. Very hard to smell, but from what I do smell, it definitely is just like a, hey, I'm lavender vanilla. I mean, it's nothing intense or crazy. American Cream type, the Lush dupe. I actually find myself liking Vanillary a lot more than American Cream, but I do like American Cream blends, which is why I got it. Next is Day Tripper, another one I'm really not the biggest fan of, sadly. Day Tripper, it just kind of smells like a spiced fruit, but it's not like a pronounced spiced fruit. It's just kind of there. That makes sense. It's nothing really special to me. Mike Wazowski, this is you really do pick up that Granny Smith apple first and foremost. If Granny Smith apple was mixed with a laundry, it's this. Next up is Shea Butter Baby, Hawaiian Sandalwood Shea Butter and Coconut Milk. You definitely do get that coconut milk. This is very, very, very sweet. I was not expecting it to be this sweet, but I'm actually really enjoying that one cold. And I'm almost done, y'all. There's only, what is that, 7 scent shots left. So let's keep it going. Silken Oud. This one, if I had to compare it to another oud, this is the most similar to, at least I think it's the plain oud oil, but it's kind of like you took aspects, not mixed them, but you took aspects of patchouli and oud and plain oud wood and mixed them together and got this. Next is cashmere. I was not again, this one was not one I was expecting to love, because I saw blueberry and I was like, ooh, I don't know, because last time I saw blueberry in a note that it wasn't supposed to have blueberry in it, I actually did smell the blueberry and it was gross. But not this. This definitely, it smells like something it smells like a linen spray I've smelled before. Maybe something from Febreze, I don't know, but I definitely do love this take on cashmere, and I hope it performs very, very well. I have no doubt that it will, but I really do hope it blows the roof off of my house strong. Next is winter linen, just your perfumey, expensive smelling linen. Not much else to say on cold. And okay, we're down to our last four. Sapphire Nights. I definitely do pick up on that peppermint, patchouli, and peppercorn. Peppercorn, for those of you who don't know, it doesn't make you sneeze and wax. It's definitely nothing like that. It just smells very earthy. Next is Moonshadow, tea, jasmine, sandalwood. A few other scents that make this unique, beautiful scent, I think is what it says. It definitely does smell like a steeped floral tea that you added. So I actually do pick up a honey note in the background. Something adding that earthy, natural sweetness where it's not like a sweet tea kind of scent, but it still has a little something to it. Next is Marrakesh Clove, Vetiver, Vanilla, Exotic Spices. I don't personally smell the clove too heavy in this, which is not a complaint, but it does definitely smell not quite vanilla orchid, but kind of like a vanilla extract with spices and definitely something earthy. Not a combo I'd expect to like, but I do really like it. And last scent shot I have is the Hey Honey type, honeyed pears and vanilla. Now this one, I was not expecting it to be Hey Honey like that. I thought it was going to be the Hey Honey honey vanilla type, which is like very toffee based, very similar now that I've smelled it to the Vanilla-y Lush type. But this is still good. It definitely does smell like a pear cider kind of vibe. That's not too heavy on the spices, but I do really enjoy this on cold. And that's it. That's my haul. So let me kind of, there you see my dishwasher, but that's my haul. I got a bunch of scent shots, and I do still have a small order of some stuff that didn't fit coming soon. One custom child mini loaf and a scent shot. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to be back so far. I mean, I'm trying to rush my words, so I'm trying to be calm when I say this, but it was definitely nice getting to film the video. It's been a while. It was a little nerve-wracking, but I think I did pretty good for being so far out of practice, but I don't know, I'm definitely enjoying this. So I don't know, maybe I'll start picking this back up for other hauls I have coming in. I have a few custom orders with a few other vendors coming in, I think at least 3 or 4. I also do have empties coming up for the end of the month, so maybe I'll do another video for that. My Wax Wasteland series, maybe I'll bring that back. But yeah, anyway, so this is my haul. I hope y'all enjoyed watching it. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing me, post a video. I know it's been a while, but I don't know, I hope y'all enjoyed, hearing my voice talking about scents again. Yeah, anyway, definitely make sure to follow me on Instagram and keep an eye. It's Crazy About Candle, spelled the same way it is here. Definitely keep an eye out though on Facebook for Ebony Violet's group, because I will be posting what I melt, posting reviews in there when I do melt them, especially for any of the custom children I make. So yeah, I think I've done enough rambling, so I'm going to end it off here. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. Bye.